When such an event occurs, it is outwardly a shattering of faith. It is a moment in which we question ourselves. On that day in the Tree of Life Synagogue, they would have been reading a portion of the Torah, a portion that talks about Abraham. And in the center of that portion is Abraham's question. Hashofet kol haaretz lo yaseh mishpat? Will the judge of all the earth not act justly? Abraham expressing a shattering of the faith, a resonating to his core when he is faced with destruction. He dares to ask God, will the judge of all the earth not act justly? We too experience this same question. How is it possible that when these people were engaged in prayer, in their services, and expressing their faith, a gunman could come in and shoot them down for the sole reason that they were Jewish? There's no answer to Abraham's question. But Abraham's question also implies something else. In Abraham's question, we see a responsibility that Abraham expresses. This responsibility in Hebrew is called Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Baseh. Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Baseh. We are all guarantors for one another. There is a fabric that connects us. In Judaism, when we mourn, it is customary for the closest relatives to tear and rend their garments. We are more distant. We do not rend our garments, but we feel a rending of that fabric. Abraham expresses, I cannot stand by. I am responsible. What happens to those who are seemingly distant from me happens to me. It is an affront to the fabric that connects us. We have a fabric that connects us. That fabric is explained a few verses earlier in the same story of Abraham. What is that fabric made of? And Abraham will become a great and powerful nation, and all the nations of the world will be blessed in him or through him. V'nivrechu vo kol goyei haaretz. We're part of a great nation as well. We are part of a nation in which everyone has the right to worship, right to gather, right to express themselves in any way, and yet to still be part of one whole. There's another aspect to the story of Abraham, and it's in the same portion later on. He's given a different edict, command, a conversation with God. But in that conversation, he's told, go and sacrifice your son. Go and take Isaac, the one son. Now, in that section, in the Akedah, Abraham doesn't have any words, because when it's his own son, he doesn't have any words to challenge God. Only Isaac speaks to Abraham and says, Vayomer Yitzchak el Abraham aviv, Vayomer Avi. And Isaac spoke to Abraham's father, and he said, "My father." Vayomer Hineni. He said, "Here I am, my son." And he said, "Here are the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "Vayomer Abraham Elohim yireh lo haseh le'ulabuni Waiehu shneim yachdav." And Abraham said, "God will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And they both went together. And that is their whole conversation. In every generation, Jews have been killed for being Jewish. In every generation, there has been those who have been taken from us. And we remember them. In the time of the Romans, a third of the nation was killed. One of the great martyrs, Rabbi Akiva, the sage, died with the words of Shema on his lips. The verse, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema, listen, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. What is one? The Lord is one. But the community of Israel is one. Everything is connected from the beginning of thought until the end of thought. Judaism does not want martyrs. Judaism is about embracing life. If someone comes to you and says, "Give up your honor," you give up your honor and live. If somebody says to you, "Desecrate the Sabbath," then sometimes life is more important than the Sabbath. But what if someone comes to you and says, "I don't give you a choice. You deserve to die because you're Jewish." The Jews came to America so they would not have to die anymore. The promise of America is, the promise of the United States is that there would be a fabric that connects us. Those who die in order to teach us. We remember them. We remember them because by remembering them, we are living and we are choosing life. And the prayers of mourning are prayers about life. The prayers about mourning are prayers about eternal life and the life of those who remember. If we must mend the fabric that is torn, we must first feel that fabric that connects us. We must remember our responsibility. We must understand that if the garment is going to be rent, it is not away from us somewhere. It is not distant. It rends us. But it rends us so that we can remember, so that we can live, so that we can know that this is a moment in which we can express a healing, express a truth, so that we may live. And the blessing that we say is, "Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, the true judge. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, dayan